Hey, welcome back. I'm Callie Jack, and this is How Not to Game with Callie Jack. We're playing Factorio on Monday. Time to resume the game that we started last night. This is episode 3, and Can I Win at Factorio? And we're going to take and see just how bad I do. I am terrible at this game, I admit. And let me tell you, I'm not joking about being terrible. Get me some more bricks so I can make some more fast walkways here. Come on in here and empty out our furnaces. And then we'll reload them. All right. We've got our power. Now it's time to build 2 labs. And I'm doing 2 because just doing those 2 labs will get us what we need to be able to take and start making some new things. We haven't gotten the production facilities yet, but we did get the other inserters, the electric inserter. And the electric inserter will let us take and run our inserters off of electricity. So we'll be able to replace these guys and then move the coal-fireds out to somewhere else. Places where we don't really care. And our next thing to take and do is to begin setting up a return line. And do our reload of the coal so that the coal keeps producing. Come on up here and snag a bunch of coal. Because we need to get these guys up and running. There we go. And it is time to stick a couple more of these burners that I have, the coal burners, out. And for these guys, we need to give them some coal long term so that they can function. Next thing we need to take and do is put in those 2 labs. I kind of like to keep my labs near my ship. That's just a personal preference. Some people prefer to keep them away. So I'm going to build a lab, put a space in between. And the reason is the labs each are going to need certain items to come into them, besides just the electricity. There we go. Got our electricity into the labs, and now we can see what we're going to be able to research. And we're researching right now is the automation packs, which is good because we need the automation packs in order to take and build further. Another thing we need to do is start looking at that automation pack will get us the longer inserters, which will let us grab the iron instead of having to do what we're about to do, which is to grab the iron the hard way and use that to reload our furnaces to make stuff. And we are going to make some stuff here real fast. Notice I am doing full loads on my 5 furnaces right off the bat. And then we're going to go back up and do a full load out of stone into our kilns up here so that we can finish our roadway that we need to do. And some of this roadway is just that we need to be able to not have as far off as we are. There we go. And build our roadway down to our power source. Should have put it at an angle, but oh well. Matter of fact, let's go back over here, grab it. No, it won't let me tear it out. All right, so that's all right. Down the road, we'll need spacing like that anyway. All right, as you can see, that's much faster to get around than going across the dirt has been for us. Checking our fuels. Our fuels are good. And now we're going to check fuel all these guys. They hold about 15, just so you know. 15 to 25. But that'll get these guys rolling. Oops. Oops. Yeah, I am running into some issues here. That'll load those guys up, and now we need to think about what we can do. So, in our technology tree, the automation pack requires steam power and electronics. Once they're done, we can build those guys. So we're going to come on over here and build ourselves. Hopefully we've got enough stone. Let's see. Yeah, let's go ahead and build some kilns. 3 kilns. Just so we've got them. Reload those guys. And then throw some copper into our various ovens. That guy's going to need fuel down the road, and we're going to need to start autosave. Going to need to start grabbing some more coal here. Grabbed, unfortunately, some iron while we were at it. But that's okay, because we do need to reload most of our furnaces here. And empty them while we're here. All right, next thing up is we've got to take and make some copper plate. Let's go over here and see what copper plate we had available. We had some pretty good copper plate available. All right. Put that him started. Give him some more so that he can make a little bit. And now we need to make some chips. And we're going to be making quite a bit of chips here for the next little while. We made ourselves 10 chips. Let's go ahead and make 20 more. Come on down here. We've got enough. We can make a box. So we're going to make a metal box. Actually, I'm going to make 2 of them. And the reason is that I need to be able to start feeding these guys some power. Good. Do my last pull to right there so that sort of stretches it, but that'll give me full feed on this and full feed so that I can pass through 2 different things. Now I need to take and figure out what do I got. Yep, we've done it. We need automation factory, we need a gun turret, logistics for certain, and radar. After that, I kind of need steel processing, in my opinion. And then I go with repair pack. Probably the wrong order. Guys will tell you that all the time. Okay, now we need to make red research. We can make up to 310. So I'm going to just basically make a whole bunch. Grab my inserters, set them up. I'm doing coal inserters initially, so I am going to have to power them up, and we're going to go ahead and do that right now. There we go. And then as far as these guys are concerned, we're going to stick 7 of those in there, let the lab have at it, and that powers my first lab. Once we get going, we can also now build electric inserters. And I'm going to build a chunk of those. Just keep feeding as I do the research for a little bit. Stuff into there. Because we built a whole bunch of these guys, and I don't know how many. It takes a little while to make those. About 15 seconds per. That's keeping me ahead, and once I get to a certain point in my tech tree, I'm already about halfway through. It's going to take 10 of those guys to be processed to get him, and he will then give me this and the long-handled inserter recipe. And the assembling machine 1 will let me start making these guys automatedly. Okay, we're going to figure out where our first factory needs to be, and he needs to be kind of over here. And we need to start pulling down some iron. So it's time to take a look. Do I have belts? 5, 10. Still got all that research that they can put in. And down the road, we're going to have more research going in. There we go. I can see the end of the line on these guys for a little bit. Once I get a factory, though, I can build him up. Now, there's one thing I do need to look at, and that is, what does it take to make a factory? I can make 28 factories right now. And we're just going to make 5. Put 5 in the line. Tell it we want them. Build 5 of those, and we're going to build 5 long handles. And once we get our first factory that we can actually deploy out in our inventory, we'll be able to take a move forward. There we go. Our tech tree, we're already partway through our gun turret, which is something else I needed to take and make. And I need to take and make some military hardware. And this may seem counterproductive, but I'm going to shift, right click. To make as much ammo as I can for a little bit, so that I can load up that first gun turret. And there's a gun turret that we can build. So we're going to build 2 of these. No, 3. 1, 2, 3. And those 3 gun turrets will become the core of our. And then I'm going to finish out what metal I have with bullets to load them with. This may seem counterproductive, but I believe in protecting my turf. And the one thing I've found is that early on, I often get raided more than other people do, it seems. Let's go on up and so you can see what's going on with all of our northern rock production so that we can make some more road. Grab some coal just in case we need it. And some iron. We'll reload the iron. Gonna have to take and move a couple of those because they've run out of iron in their ore mining. Good thing we did this because it looks like we could use a full up. We're just gonna take and fill these guys up all the way. There he goes. Come on back down here. Reload our brick kilns. May not seem like we got a lot, but every little bit's helping. And now it's time to do a couple more squeeze plays here. There we go. Make it so we got a good crossing spot. Come on down to here. At least that sped us up so that we can get down to here. We have our gun turrets. We're going to put our first gun turret right about there. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to open him up because I need to take half my bullets out. Thank you. I'm going to take him down to 25. I only want 25 per turret initially. because if I need more than 25, I'm in trouble. Next spot I protect really heavily is my lab. Labs are just too important. So I'll drop the lab and then I'm going to protect right in here, right about here. We're going to drop that last gun turret. Okay. And then we're going to take and put in 37 bullets into that guy. About half that plus those. There we go, 21. Leaves me with 19 magazines of bullets for self-defense on a pistol. Checking my technology tree, I'm now able to take and research the sorters, the automation pack, which will give me sorters, splitters, and a few other things. Time to go deal with that iron issue that I've got over here, which is that we've run out of ore. So, redrop both these guys, reload them, give them a belt. So now that's going to put the iron directly onto there. And if we go in here to our automation, we now have the long-handled inserter, which we've made of some of, and we're going to deploy a couple of these. So this guy's grabbing from there and putting into the kiln. Now the real problem is these guys require electricity. And we have just barely enough to not do. Yep, we gotta go get some wood. Luckily, just the other side over here, there is some trees. I can see them. They're right there on the map. And hopefully this won't take and get me too much screwed up. Now, we're looking for the dead trees first. Always looking for the dead trees first. You do have to get close enough to chop on them. Trying to take the deadfall first too. And that should give us enough to make some while we're running. Yes, I know that's sort of counterproductive, but yes, it does let you fashion things while you're moving. Otherwise, this game would take 10 times as long as it does. Reload our copper. Fire these guys all up with copper so that we're making copper plate. Grab what copper plate's been made, because we used up a whole chunk of it when we built those items just a minute ago, and on the power lines that we just built. And it's time to take and do some power lining. Hi. And as you can see, this makes it a little bit tougher. We do now need to take and consider a different way to spread our furnaces. So I'm going to take and pick up these guys. And furnaces now have to have a slightly different alignment. The best you can do is two together in order to take and have the power reach, and then make certain that your electrical requirement ones are in between. So as you can see, that will help us right there. Now we go back in, put in our long guys again. And get the short guys, who we're also going to make be electric. And we upgraded him to an electric. And now we've got to extend our there we go. These are now producing, and we can now do something else, which is this. And with that having been made, we're at a long video. We're going to call it right here. So I'm going to hit the pause, and I'll see you in the next video. This is Cali Jack. This is how not to game, and this is how not to play Factorio. Can I win this, given my skills?